We are just about to leave Fully Charged Live. It is Sunday afternoon. That was Dad's Disney World. Now we're going to drive to Joan's Disney World. We've still got a Frunkful of diapers, although we're going through them fast. The stars at night are big and bright, deep in the heart of Texas. We left Austin a little after 3 p.m. Hello and welcome to Columbus, Texas. This is a 6-stall Supercharger right off the highway, but it's kind of tucked back behind a hotel. This one isn't a great situation especially for this weekend when so many Teslas are on the road. 2 of the stalls are not working. 2 of them are a little reduced power, and 2 of them are normal. So I'm sure on a normal day it wouldn't be that big of a deal, but so many people are leaving Austin, probably going back to Houston and elsewhere, that it is kind of a problem today. We got it sorted out, ran over to McDonald's and got some nuggets. Not the healthiest option tonight, but it's what's around that I know she'll eat. We got a long night ahead of us, so staying happy is important. Joan, did you have a fun day today? Seeing all the cars? Did you have a fun time? Are you happy to have nuggets? Yeah? It's pretty nice. We don't need too much more here, but we were at one of the slower spots earlier and now just moved to this quicker spot. We'd like to get up to about 60% before we leave. Just have a safety valve. The speed limits here are pretty high, so want to make sure we're keeping up with traffic and having plenty to get us there. So that's all from Columbus. This will probably be our last stop in daylight. Joan, can you say hi? Hello, I apologize if it's a little windy here. We're in Channelview, Texas. I hope these buttons don't make me look like a nerd. This is a nice little stop. It's right behind Holiday Inn Express. Looks pretty well maintained. It's an 8-stall Supercharger, and we seem to be getting a pretty good charge rate. We're the only ones here, which is new, just coming from Fully Charged Live, where there were Teslas everywhere. So our next stop will be in Louisiana. We're going to try to make some good time tonight. Get to Orlando as soon as we can tomorrow, but we probably will have to stop for a couple hours and sleep. If that's the game plan, we'll see how tonight goes, but we're all charged up, so let's get on the road. In Lake Charles, Louisiana, most of the stores were closed by 9:45, other than the Sonic behind the Chargers. I tried to get Joan to lie down and sleep, and tried to get a few winks myself in the driver's seat, with mixed results on both efforts. Skipping the restrooms at Sonic in Lake Charles turned out to be a mistake. By the time we got to Baton Rouge, I was desperate, but the only nearby service center's restrooms were out of order. Again, I tried to get some sleep here, but Joan got herself into a pattern of sleeping when I drove, then wanting to play when we stopped. What are you doing there? It's about 2:30 in the morning. What are you doing awake? The Slidell Supercharger is probably great during the daytime, sitting in the center of a huge shopping complex. But at 2:30 in the morning, it's incredibly desolate. But good for trying to get a little sleep. Joan, are you sleepy? No? Yes? Okay. time we arrived in Mobile, I was getting dangerously tired. So I was incredibly grateful for Autopilot's assistance in getting us there safely. Joan was in a deep sleep, and although she'd be more comfortable lying down, I didn't risk waking her and left her buckled in while I slept soundly in the front seat. After a much-needed hour of sleep, I woke up and found a nearby McDonald's, where we could use the restroom and get some black coffee. Joan wasn't happy to be awakened, but went back to sleep once we were on the road again. When we pulled into Defuniak Springs, Florida, we were excited to get some breakfast and enjoy the warm morning. Maybe it was just the part of town near the Chargers or time of day, but nothing was open for blocks around. We walked for a few blocks, then crossed some railroad tracks to what looked like a little museum. This was also closed, but had a note that there were public restrooms behind the nearby amphitheater. I'm grateful that they were there and open, but it wasn't well kept or stocked with the necessities. I'd avoid it if possible in the future. Returning to the Chargers, we had a nice chat with the local sheriff. By then, we were well charged and ready to make some time up after a quick stop at a gas station for grab-and-go breakfast and cleaning the windshield. Tallahassee was a good daytime stop. A couple restaurants around, but not much else. And there wouldn't be a lot of options at night. But for us, it was great. A nice stretch and lunch at Blaze Pizza had us back on the road quickly. After crossing the panhandle of Florida, we arrived in Live Oak, which is my ideal kind of road trip stop. If you don't need a hotel and want to get on your way quickly, you want a clean, well-stocked convenience store with decent food options, open 24 hours, with some room to walk around and plenty of well-placed chargers. We'd just eaten in Tallahassee, so we got an ice cream treat and ate it in the warm sunshine. I missed getting the data on our arrival to Ocala, but it was around 5 p.m. and traffic was starting to build, so it was nice to get off the road for a bit. The shopping complex wasn't all open, but there were a couple restaurants available, and we were able to use the restrooms in the Barnes & Noble and get Joan a new book to help hold her patience for the final 2 legs of the journey. We are almost to Orlando. We're just north of Orlando, charging up at the Turkey Lake. It's a funny name. Turkey Lake Services along the toll road. Driving from Austin overnight last night, we had a pretty epic trip. We didn't film too much because I was trying to get this young lady to go to sleep. But she was pretty tired this morning, slept most of the day, and is pretty wired up now. So we're going to get to the hotel here shortly, and she's going to get a jump in the pool, get some of this excess energy worn off. But I'm looking forward to getting to the hotel tonight and sleeping in a bed. And my wife flew down yesterday, so she's here at the hotel. So I'll have a little bit of assistance tonight. And hopefully we all get a good night of sleep, and we're ready to roll at Disney World tomorrow morning. The next morning, Tuesday, we planned to get out of the door for the 7:30 shuttle, but we managed to make the 9:45 instead. Although she doesn't look it here, Joan was very excited to see Minnie and Mickey. After the shuttle bus and the monorail, we were finally in the Magic Kingdom. I was in full tilt dad mode, so didn't record much as we hopped from the Magic Kingdom to Animal Kingdom, and ended the night at Disney's Hollywood Studios, where we flew the Millennium Falcon as a family. My wife was out of vacation days, so she had to head to the airport Wednesday morning. Joan and I still had passes for Wednesday and Thursday, and made the most of our remaining Disney time. All right, intrepid Mouseketeers, tune in for a Tomorrowland revelation and a road trip home where we try to outrun a Minnesota blizzard. Next time on A Frunkful of Diapers. If you want to drive through Houston and avoid traffic, do it on the night of the Super Bowl and you can breeze right through.